here to present the recipients of this year's Rachel Carson Advocacy Award. Please welcome Silent Springs water quality expert, senior scientist, Dr. Laurel Schaider.
Good evening. I have been spearheading the Institute's research on a group of toxic chemicals called PFAS, maybe you've heard of them before, since 2010, when we first detected them in these chemicals in drinking water on Cape Cod. What started out as a local investigation has now become a large part of the work that we do. We are now leading several major studies on PFAS in drinking water and in the home. And we are informing policies to keep PFAS out of consumer products. We've made a lot of progress. We've made a lot of progress. In April of this year, the Environmental Protection Agency established the very first restrictions on PFAS in drinking water. These regulations were the culmination of years of work by scientists, including ourselves, as well as community groups, advocates, and journalists. Tonight, we are delighted to honor with the Rachel Carson Advocacy Award 2 remarkable individuals who have helped bring attention to the dangers of PFAS, which are one of the biggest environmental and public health threats of our time. Actor and activist Mark Ruffalo and environmental journalist Sharon Lerner. Mark Ruffalo is an Emmy winner and 4-time Academy Award nominee who has inspired millions of people, not only with his memorable performances on screen, but also through his advocacy work, bringing attention to Indigenous rights, environmental contamination, and communities affected by the climate crisis. Many of you may know him from his performance as Robert Bilott in the 2019 legal thriller Dark Waters. The film chronicles the true story of Bilott's legal battle against DuPont for contaminating a community in West Virginia with PFAS. The film won Best Feature Film at the 2020 Environmental Media Association Awards. Mark is a vocal advocate for clean drinking water and stronger regulations of PFAS, and he has shared that message far and wide, including providing testimony at congressional hearing in which he called for immediate action on PFAS. He has also served as producer for 2 documentaries that detail the stories of communities impacted by PFAS. One is Burned, Protecting the Protectors, about the spouse of a firefighter who fought for years to expose the presence of cancer-causing PFAS in turnout gear. The other is a forthcoming film called GenX, the Saga of Forever Chemicals. Mark's work inspires all of us to take action, reminding us that we have a responsibility to protect communities and the environment. Thank you, Mark, for being a true champion for change.
Hey everybody, Mark Ruffalo here. Sorry I'm not with you tonight. I'm working on a project, but I'm grateful that Silent Spring Institute is allowing me to come tonight and deliver a message. This is the 30th anniversary of Silent Spring Institute. It's their fundraiser, and tonight I'm here talking about PFAS. It's an issue it's become dear to my heart, and something I've been really committed to and working on for the last several years. I came to find out about PFAS from a story that Nathaniel Rich wrote for the New York Magazine called The Lawyer That's DuPont's Worst Nightmare, and that was Rob Bilott. And I read it, and I was so moved by it, and I felt this story needs to be told. It's a story about the hardships and the perseverance and resistance and resilience of a community in West Virginia who was poisoned by PFAS, by DuPont. And the intrepid lawyer Rob Bilott, who fought to bring justice and expose the horrible crime that DuPont had committed, and to keep fighting for the people who have been harmed, and for regulations against this chemical, and to to let the world know what's happened. That's why I'm here. I also want to just extol the virtues of the Silent Spring Institute and their scientists and the work they're doing to make sure these chemicals don't end up in our food and our water and our products. So many of our products have these poisons in them, unbeknownst to the consumer. And so we need their scientists to do this work to make sure that we're safe and the safety and to ensure the safeguard of our following generations. So thank you very much for that. I want to congratulate Sharon Lerner from ProPublica for the work she's been doing, the incredible journalism that she's been doing to expose these stories and will continue to do. And without journalists, we don't have the stories. I never would have known about this. So this is a symbiotic relationship between scientists, journalists, and filmmakers. Which brings me to Captain Birt and Elijah Yetter-Bowman, both of whom have made this and worked on this beautiful film, Burn, which tells the story of firefighters and how they've been poisoned by DuPont and these other companies who use PFAS and put them in their firefighting gear and have allowed them to use PFAS in the firefighting foam. They have been another silent victim of PFAS. So I'm going to let them talk to you tonight. I want to encourage everyone to give generously. These fundraisers are how these organizations survive, sadly. And without these organizations, we would be left to our own devices to try and fight this ourselves. Well, we're all trying to live our lives. And this is a big election coming up, folks. Trump has told us what he's going to do to the environment. It's going to be a fire sale. He's going to give it away to these corporations to do whatever they want. He's going to get rid of regulations, and it's basically everyone's left to their own devices. So, vote blue up and down the ticket if you care about the green. God bless everybody. Have a good night. Thank you.
So Mark couldn't be here in person tonight, but here to accept the award on Mark's behalf are his good friends, Captain Richard Birt and film director Elijah Yetter-Bowman, founder of Ethereal Films and the company that created Burned and GenX.
So, good evening. My name's Captain Richard Birt, and I'm here to accept this award from my dear friend Mark Ruffalo. We've worked together on many projects over my 30 years as a firefighter, and this is a real problem. Right now, what Silent Springs is doing and what Ethereal Films is doing is going to save millions of lives. I tell people tonight, my job for 30 years was single 2, 3, 4 lives at a time. What's going on in this room is going to save millions of lives. This problem, the PFAS problem, is real. This isn't a story. This isn't something that we can't address right now. This is my gear. This is the gear I wore. Come and have a look at it. There's burn marks on it when I'm pushing in a fire. And I remember those burn marks from a little girl trapped in a back bedroom. But do you know what it feels like to spend 30 years on the job and find out the gear that you're wearing is poisoning you? Do you know how hard it is to put guys on the Colorado, my brothers and sisters on Colorado Springs, on the wall for fallen firefighters from cancer, from line of duty deaths? And no, it comes from your gear. This is a real problem. And I want you to understand, I want every one of you, this is what I tell my guys when I was on the job for 30 years on a really busy rig. Go home and look in the mirror, because every one of you should be damn proud of you being in this room, and you're going to make a difference. Be damn proud of that. Look at yourself, because that's the moment you have in the mirror when no one's looking. Be really proud. So at this point, Mark would love to have been here, but he can't. He's on a job. I've known him a long time. I've watched his kids grow up, my kids grow up, but he can't be here. He'd love to have been here. But I'm going to share with you one last thing. And this is what I tell Mark all the time. And he goes, Richard. I tell him this. Heroes need heroes. And Mark Ruffalo, my brother, guy I love, is my hero. Thank you.